All right, thank you so much for joining the class today. And welcome to our M365 mentorship session, where we'll be looking at everything around M365, the services, the security, as well as the compliance aspect of the series, right? So I'm currently sharing my screen, and I navigated to office.com, and I'm currently signing with one of the admin credential. Now, welcome to M365. So what is M365? Before we jump into it, what is M365? Anyone?
Okay, just like what I said in the last time, it encompasses everything that has to do with Microsoft Suite Office, where you have Excel, MS Word, Outlook, Access, and other platforms like Exchange Online, SharePoint, OneDrive, email, Teams, and a whole lot of others. So MS365 is a wide platform. It's a cloud-based platform where you can attend to users remotely and on-site, as the case may be.
Okay, awesome. So if I will ask a follow-up question, M365 and Office 365, are they the same or are there differences between the two? If they are different, can you explain what are the differences between the both of them?
I think there's a slight difference, so to say. I think for
Mhm.
Office 365, has to it dwells majorly on everything that has to do with Office suites like MS Word, uh, PowerPoint, Excel, while Microsoft 365 covers everything that has to do with maybe from Active Directory, where you can assign license, create users, and in fact, everything that has to do with uh, how maybe a new user can get settled into a new organization and how you can manage users.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Linka, do you want to speak? Oh, on frame, sorry.
Sorry, you said I didn't get that.
Was it a Linka that spoke right now or on frame?
Is
Linka.
Humphrey. Humphrey,
Okay,
Humphrey, yeah. Yeah.
okay. Linka, do you want to add to that or you want to subtract as the case may be?
I think he said he was not going to be very responsive, but he's on the
Yeah.
training. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. I mean, everything you said it's correct. So I just had to read one of the major difference between M365 and Office 365 is that M365 extends beyond just the services. Then when we look at enterprise, mobility, and security bit of things, so M365 had that to it. When it even goes as far as Windows 365 too, which is like an addition to M365. So M365 being a cloud power productivity platform that brings together the best in-class productivity applications from Office 365 and with advanced device management. Then talking about intelligent security and as well as innovative online services. So at the end of the day, the goal of M365 is to drive productivity, collaboration, and communication. And as it's driving it, it's driving them securely across many devices. So whether you're at home, you're in the office, you're out on the field, or even you're on the go, maybe you're moving. So M365 tries to, drive those productivity, collaborations, and communications. Then it actually leverages on what we call the Microsoft Graph, right? Microsoft Graph is the gateway to reach people-centered data and intelligence in Microsoft 365. And what it's doing behind the scene, Microsoft 365 actually learns from users and it collects insights through the Microsoft Graph by analyzing users' data and as well as activities across different Microsoft products and services. And if you hear of Microsoft 365 Copilot today, which is the AI that Microsoft is introducing into their products, what Microsoft Graph does is that it plays a vital role in the Microsoft 365 Graph as an AI-powered productivity tool, which Microsoft has actually integrated into the Microsoft 365 products today. You have AI in Excel, in PowerPoint, in Loop, OneNote, AI in OneDrive, even in SharePoint, you have AI. So the difference, Office 365 is a cloud-based service that includes apps such as the Word, Excel, and Outlook, right? As I mentioned, along with services such as Microsoft Exchange, the SharePoint, Teams, and the OneDrive. Meanwhile, what Microsoft 365 does is that it's a cloud service that include the same Office applications and services that we have in Office 365. Now it's now adding Windows 10, Windows 11 to it, then adding enterprise mobility plus security, which is actually the mobility management and also a security platform. And in terms of some of the benefits that Microsoft 365 offers, like we have today hybrid work, we have today flexible work, and we have today frontline workers. In terms of hybrid work, it combines both traditional, talking about in-person office work and remote, which can also be an off-site work, right? With this productivity suite, because once you're connected to internet on different devices, right, you can access those information. And it also helps with a combination of both remote work and in-person days that works best for the person. That's talking about flexible work. And for frontline workers, people that employees whose primary functions is to work directly with customers or the general public, providing services, support, or even selling products to all those employees that are directly involved in manufacturing as well as distribution of products or services. Call them the frontline workers. And how Microsoft 365 empowers workers in this hybrid world that we have today. Microsoft 365 helps organizations to meet diverse needs for all workers. It helps them to stay connected from anywhere in the world at any time with the cloud-based services. And it provides a secure sign-in with multi-factor authentication, MFA, and a built-in security features, to protect against malware, malicious attacks, as well as data loss preventions, right? Then it also helps to manage your workers' devices from the cloud with security settings, allowed apps, and also to requires compliance with system health. So that's in terms of managing devices. We have Microsoft Intune that is doing that work. Then in terms of productivity and also for collaborations, it helps them to stay collaborative and productive with maybe they're having online meetings, chats, shared workspaces, and even automating business process. Because even in M365, Like I mentioned in our introduction class, it has both Power Apps, Power Platform features in it too. Talking about the Power Apps to build customs apps, then Power Automate, right, for building processes, business processes, right? Then it helps in terms of employee experience. It fosters an inclusive company culture and also increase employees' well-being while making sure that they have the resources that they need to thrive basically. And with the new era of AI now, we can talk about Microsoft 365 without talking about the Microsoft 365 Copilot. I'm just giving you a few because, yeah, after the Home tab, you have the Copilot here, right? Now, what Microsoft 365 Copilot does is that it basically unlocks a new way of working, right? Microsoft 365 Copilot is actually an AI-powered productivity tools that combines the power of the large language models, which is called them LLMs, with your data in the Microsoft Graph. I mentioned Microsoft Graph earlier, right? And Microsoft 365 and also the apps. It turns the world into powerful productivity tools on the planet, right? With that Microsoft 365 integration with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? It makes them to become like the most powerful productivity tool. Then how Microsoft 365 helps to transform work, right? It helps you to unleash creativity by harnessing the power of Copilot, right? So that you don't need to start things from scratch, right? Copilot can help you to, unleash your creativity. All you just need to do is to write your prompt and Copilot takes care of the rest for you. Then also, it helps you to unlock productivity. Like for example, now it can help you to summarize actions for you, optimize your times, right? I use Copilot to summarize. Maybe I have a lot of meetings in my calendar. I want to have an overview of everything. Copilot today help me drive that. I just go into my Teams, calendar, query the Copilot. Can you help me to plan my day based on my calendar? Copilot is going to look into my calendar, my team's calendar, and it's going to plan my day based on that. Then another thing it does for you is it helps you to up level your skills. So you are better than what you're good at, and you master what you've yet to actually learn, right? It's because of the power of collaboration. And it uses like I mentioned, the natural language, which is a combination of the large language models, the Microsoft Graph for your data, then integrating with your Microsoft 365 applications, right? So those are some of the benefits, right, that you have with the Microsoft Copilot. We're still going to maybe touch it a bit in our discussion just for you to have a feel of how the Copilot work. And generally for productivities, capabilities and benefits of Microsoft 365, right? It's like I mentioned, the first one, which is the Microsoft 365 Copilot, which helps you to unleash your creativity and perform tasks better. Then apps such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, even OneNote, they help you to create professional looking content in real time. Then apps like the Microsoft OneDrive, right, which is one of our discussion, it helps you to organize and access files and even photos wherever you are. Just so long you're connected to the internet, that's a power of cloud computing today. Then applications like the Microsoft Teams helps you to work and communicate with your team from everywhere. Today, it is possible to communicate, to have a diverse team from different, language, different time zones today, because Teams has the transcript to actually during the meetings can help you to transcribe a language from one particular language to other. That's what Microsoft is actually doing in terms of productivities around Teams. Then an application like the Microsoft Outlook, which helps you to always stay connected to your emails, and also it helps you to simplify your scheduling, right? So the Microsoft Teams calendar and also the Microsoft Outlook calendars, they're actually in sync. Any meetings you create in your Outlook, the meeting is automatically created in your Teams, right? Any meetings you create in your Teams will also reflect in your Outlook. So in terms of your scheduling, you're able to manage it and stay connected with the Microsoft Outlook. Then for your emails and calendar, right? So Outlook is just like an applications, right? What is doing the backend work is actually the Microsoft Exchange, which in this case, the Exchange Online, right? It helps you to stay up to date through a business class email and calendaring features. So the Exchange Online is what it's doing now. That particular work for you and another applications which is also present, but they are not common. Like in terms of you want to optimize and simplify your operations as an organization, right? You have the Microsoft projects available for you. We have the Microsoft Planner available for you. We have the Microsoft Bookings, right? Microsoft To Do, Microsoft Forms, Microsoft Lists. Some of these applications are all still part of Microsoft 365, but only that you have to have like licenses for them. Some are free. Why to get the pro version or the premium features, you have to like get some paid ones. Then also I mentioned that the Power Platform is also part of Microsoft 365 because I'm going to show you everything in my admin center here. So like you want to streamline everyday process. You need the Microsoft Power Apps and Microsoft Power Ultimate. So that's one of the mistakes that today Microsoft 365 support engineers are not looking at, right? If you want to like one of the career path I mentioned, Microsoft 365 developers, this is one of the tools, Power Apps and Power Automates that you can use basically. If I go here, I'm able to see some of these apps. So some of these apps actually comes with my license, right? Some of because of the license I have in my tenant. So I've mentioned the Outlook for your emails, right? Mention the outlooks for to stay connected and also to simplify your scheduling. Then OneDrive for your to help you to organize and access your files and photos. Then talk about the planner. You have the planner here. So I've not even mentioned the Viva Learning, the Viva products, Viva Engage, Viva Learning, right? So a lot of other products that actually comes with Microsoft 365 that can help you to be productive, right? Then if you look at the apps themselves, so some of these are apps and services, right? You can even see that Power BI. Okay, I think I probably have a Power BI Pro subscription. That's why I'm having Power BI here. If I click on more apps here, this is going to show me all the applications, right, that are available for me. And the Microsoft makes it easier, right? Tell me to even classify them by category. For productivity, yeah, these are some of the applications that are available with my subscriptions for productivity, talk about the whiteboard, the list, the SharePoint, the Viva Insights, right? Power Automate, Project to do visual and the likes. If you look at under utility, right? Under utility, you'll be able to see that. So I have my admin center because I have an admin right to this tenant that I'm seeing this admin center. Then the form, you can use the form to create surveys, quizzes, you get real-time results. Sway, so Sway is just like your PowerPoint, but it does more than PowerPoint. You can use it to create interactive reports and presentations. Then the Power BI, right, to create your actionable, dynamic, and engaging data dashboards that you can share with others. So these people use Microsoft Dev actually, like in the organization. I want to see people at your reporting line, right, for different employees in the organization with the use of people or Microsoft Dev. You can see that. Then Visio, as an enterprise architect today, you'll be using Visual to do some enterprise design, right? So you want to basically use it to simplify and communicate complex information and to manage your list, manage your tasks every day. Then for Power Automate to help you to automate, simplify your work basically. Then Microsoft is coming with this product now, ClickChamp, right? You can use it to make and edit videos, right? And it's still part of Microsoft 365. Then it talks about the Power Pages as well too. So Microsoft 365 apps is actually an always up-to-date desktop, mobile, and web version. And for the core applications, right, we have the Microsoft Teams. So if you go back here to look at all the apps, right, the core applications that comes with it. So Microsoft 365 apps are actually part of the ones that you can install locally on your system, right? So the Teams can be reinstalled, the Word can be installed, the Excel can be installed, PowerPoint can be installed. Then even the Outlook can also be installed. We have the web version and the mobile version also for this. Then we have the Publisher. Also, I'm not seeing Publisher here. Publisher is also one of the applications that are available that can also be installed. It's only okay. It's not available on the web. Publisher is only available locally. Let me see if I go here and search for Publisher. So to have the publisher applications here locally. Then I have the Microsoft Access too, which is also available locally as well. But the rest of them, OneNote is available on web, also locally. Power BI, both the web and the desktop version is available. OneDrive, just the sync client, right? The one you sync and also on the web, that one is available. So for one of the benefits of Microsoft 365 is that it helps you to work across multiple devices and you work with apps that are always up to date. They are always up to date and you work intelligently through connected experience such as PowerPoint, Designer, Editor, and even research. Now, if you look at what Microsoft is doing to PowerPoint using integrating Designer into it, you're able to create awesome looking, beautiful presentations, right? And working in an entirely new way with the Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? Which helps you to spark creativity, it boosts productivity, and it also helps you to foster new skills, right? Then, so I've mentioned that there are different category of this application based on these filters. So there's some that are educational forms, like forms now schools use this form to create their quiz. They want to create like a kind of a CBT experience for their students. So for any of their objective questions, some schools are using form for that. Then if you want to get feedbacks from people, you can create surveys using the same form as well. Then again, we have the bookings. You want is an appointment scheduling and also management system that include a web-based booking calendar, and that booking calendar is integrated directly into your Outlook. So if you want to use applications, you want people to be able to book an appointment, you're a consultant, you want people to be able to book an appointment with you. With the help of the applications, they'll be able to use it to book the appointment. Um, like under the project manager, we have the Microsoft Project and Planner, right? So like the project has a, both the web version and the local version, right? Depending on the license. So the cloud-based work and project management tools designed for more complex work efforts, right? So with the project, you have that design project plan, you can assign tasks, you can track progress, and also you can also use it to manage budgets. Why on the other hand, for Microsoft Planner is a task management, right? That enable people to plan, manage, and complete task-based initiative. So project is doing bigger things than Planner. Planner, you just want it to just create, organize, like you don't want to use a Jira board or a Kanban board, for example. Now, Planner can be used for that specific use case. Then for developers tools, these are some of the developers tools that we have. Then in terms of employees experience, right? You have the Viva Learning. Viva Learning is where you can integrate with your internal learning of your organizations where employees can take courses, learn courses. This is actually even connected to LinkedIn Learning. Somehow you can take courses on LinkedIn on this particular Viva Learning. Then Viva Engage connecting your coworker, your classmates, you share informations and also organize. So Engage, the old name for Engage is to be Yama, right? It's like your social media, maybe your Facebook, where you can post stuff, people react, comment on the post and all that. Then if you want to access personalized tools, news, and resources, you can use of Viva Connection for you personally. Then Viva itself is to explore, to improve the way you work as individual. So there are a lot of additional rights. Microsoft 365 productivity, so I mentioned them. Additionally, the Clip Charm, the Dynamics 365 is all part of M365, depending on the license. The Microsoft Loop, the Sway, the Dev, I mentioned that. Then if you see something here, there is one application that showed here, I think under customer voice, right? Customer voice is also part of M365. So once you have the required license, you can have it, as well as the Power BI is part also. I'm just trying to do an high level overview for M365, right? How most of those things connect, then we can jump into the environment, right? So the Viva that I showed us earlier, right? For employee experience, this Viva is actually, it empowers people and teams to actually be at their best. So meanwhile, while you look at the Outlook as well as the booking, which you can stay connected and you can even share your availability with your coworkers, right? And there's one I've not mentioned, right? SharePoint Online. I think it should be under content management, right? So the SharePoint Online, right? You can share news and content with people inside and outside the organizations, right? You can, that's building an intranet. You can use SharePoint to do that. Then the there's a stream also, which is also on SharePoint. Like it can help with distribute videos across your teams in the organization. Like if I go here and go to second, okay, if I go here and go to stream, for example, where's my stream? So the stream recordings are actually, saved in OneDrive, right? So most of the recordings are saved there. So the stream, you can use the stream. You can even use if you open up this video now to show you where you can even use your Clipchamp to edit the videos. You can use that to do that. So stream and SharePoint, they work hand in hand because that is where Microsoft is currently saving streams and data to. Yeah. Then the one we're using for this meeting, which is a Microsoft Teams, right? With Teams, like it's actually is your hub for teamwork, is a collaboration applications, right? And for Teams, it's built on the same enterprise level security and compliance, right? So security and compliance, and also manageability as the rest of the Microsoft 365. So it's very important that you know when to share content outside the organization, where you share content within the organization. Then teams, once we get it, we'll be able to see those things around teams channels, teams and channel, talk about chat and instant messaging, right? Online meetings. Then there's a fun part of Teams. We call it Teams Voice, right? Where you can use voice or video call on your computers, your tablets, your mobile devices. Then you can use collaborative applications. So Teams integrates with any applications that you already know. You can even create custom applications, right? Just for your team to work together, basically. Then Viva as a group of application themselves. Let me go back here to more apps. For Viva now, Viva is an integrated employee applications, right? What Viva focuses on is the employee experience, right? It is designed for everyone to connect, learn, and grow. That's what Viva is all about. So with Viva Connection, which is this, you can discover relevant news, conversation, and you have quick access to tools and resources that are available in your organization. And we have the Viva Engage, right? Which is it is actually an openly sharing, ideate, problem solving. You contribute across boundaries, you create inspiring posts, you get messages, suggestions, even with Copilot is currently integrated with the Viva Engage well. Then we have the Viva Insight. I don't know why it's not showing here. So it actually provide privacy protected insights and actionable recommendation. Viva Insight is for you. Most of the times it's always integrated to your Outlook. It can provide, okay, these are recommendations. This was how your week went, or this was how your day went. These are some recommendations, right? So then we have the Viva Go. It's actually like a goal settings and objective or a key result. Goal settings and objective key result. This one is what HR team usually right to set is actually to is for the management simplifying goal settings or OKR creation, right? Then the Viva Learning, yeah, is actually a centralized learning hub designed for skill building, learning, and can get suggestions on how to create a curated learning collections, right? Then it also has Viva Topics, which is actually like a knowledge discovery through organized content and expertise on topics page, and you can use conversational interface to learn more. Then there's another one which is dedicated to salespeople. We call it Viva Sales, right? It's a sales experience applications, which is designed to help sellers and also to help them boost on productivity. So the Engagers is one that is currently called Microsoft Yammer. That used to be like the old name. So Microsoft 365 extend into some other endpoint management solutions too. Let me see if I can get that up. Let me go to my admin center. I'm just trying to give us an overview of what Microsoft 365 is. Yeah, so for endpoint management capability of Microsoft 365. So people usually think it's just limited to productivity, collaborations, and all that. This is actually like the endpoint management solution in relation to Microsoft 365, right? Which enables you to simplify management of all your devices. It could be Android, it could be iOS, it could be Windows, it could be Mac OS through the endpoint solution, which is the first one is the Microsoft Intune, right? Which is actually the cloud-based unified endpoint management solution. Now, if you go into all services here, you'll be able to see other endpoint solutions like the endpoint analytics, which provide metrics, right? Provide metrics and on your health and performance on your devices. That's what health analytics does. If we go in also, we have like the on-prem version of these solutions, which you call configuration manager. Is the on-prem management solutions. Maybe you have a Windows servers on-prem and the likes with the configuration manager or SCCM System Center Configuration Manager. You can, manage such resources that are on-prem. Then there is one particular solutions we see on the console. Okay, enter. Okay, let me go inside the prices. Enrollment. So this is one part of it. We call it Windows Autopilot, right? This basically helps you to set up and configure new devices to get them ready for use. This is something that we use in my organization today. Systems are already pre-configured. Users will just collect the laptop out of the box, sign it with credentials, all the applications are installed and all that. Then there's also a co-management capability, right? That combines both the configuration management solutions and also with the features of Intune. So you're combining both the configuration manager for the on-prem and also the Microsoft Intune. That's when you have the co-management solution. And for these guys, everything on these guys is actually tied back to or called the Microsoft Entra ID. The Microsoft Entra ID. So now the Microsoft Entra ID, which was formerly referred to as the Azure AD or Azure Active Directory, helps to manage the identity of users, devices, and groups, basically. So it's actually linked closely to the Microsoft Intune especially for users, devices management. Then we have another solution called the Endpoint Manager Admin Center. It's actually a website to add users, groups, and create multiple or you manage policies for the tenant, right? So this is how the Entra ID basically looks like. Then in terms of deployment, you can also use Windows to. There's something I discovered, right? Go here to the admin center. Go to all admin centers. Then I hope I have it on this tenant. I have it on my production tenant. Mhm. Let me see if that's here I'm going. It's actually where you can actually deploy, right? So yeah, that's it. Microsoft 365 Apps Admin Center, right? So this is actually where you can deploy, right? Either you deploy from Configuration Manager, you deploy Office apps using the Office Deployment tool, right? From the cloud or even from the local store, local source. You can even self-install from the cloud, then different update channel. So this is another important part of Microsoft 365. You're managing your applications that are installed, their health, checking their security status, and stuffs like that. So those are some of the things I wanted to introduce us to before we start the real work today. So if you go back to home, where is my home here? Go back. All right. Now, typically it's because I've maybe I joined a meeting. I just finished a meeting some hours ago, and I opened this. Okay, this was a document I used for our last meeting. I'm not sure. Okay, so the recent thing I've done, that's what I'm seeing them here. But basically, when you go to your office.com and you sign in, right, with your account, whether the account has admin access or not, you'll see something like this. This is a landing page you're going to see for office.com. The only thing, if the account doesn't have admin access rather, you won't see this admin styles here, but you see every other thing. Because on this tenant, I have copilots. That's why I have copilot. You see a copilot there also in your tenant. But the only thing is that when you click on this copilot here, it's not going to take you anywhere because you don't have the license. But because I have the license, yeah, that's why it's able to pop up the copilot for me. Now, the first thing you see, which is the logo for your M365 here. And here, this will call it the app launcher. The app launcher is simply where you find all the apps that you have in your tenant based on your license. The reason why I don't know if you have your own test environment, right? But the reason why I have all these apps is because of the subscriptions that I have. I have the IS subscriptions on this tenant for Microsoft 365. The IS, I mean, that's a Microsoft 365 E5, which is IS. It has everything, all the features, all the functionalities of the Microsoft 365, right? So if you want to easily navigate into any other applications, so the app launcher is your go-to place for that. You can also use a search bar here, right? Maybe there's something you're looking for, documents, you're looking for a file, you're looking for an app, for example, you're looking for somebody in your tenant, right? The search bar here is one very useful tool that is available for you. So let's say I'm looking for an apps OneNote, right? So you just type in there, I have my OneNote there. I just click on it and this will take me to my OneNote. So again, the app launcher, you can use it to access any of your apps easily. So if there are some apps that you're looking for and it's not part of this list, you can always click on this more apps here. So more apps will always give you all the apps that are available, but it's going to actually help you to break them into different categories and you can explore them by categories, right? You can explore each of the application by categories. And if you click on this all apps here also, yeah, so this opens everything for you that you have. So you're able to see, okay, these are all the applications that comes with it. So both from so you can see all apps here, both. So if I have some add-ins, like any add-ins in the tenant, I'll be able to navigate by going to these add-ins. Then this admin center will take me to the admin center, right? I'm able to, since I'm an admin of my tenant, I'll be able to manage my subscriptions, manage the users and the likes, right? Then if you have other applications that you're using across other applications, so like the Power BI, which I'm using across Teams, Outlook, and Office 365, right? I'm having it there. Now, if you have some other subscriptions, right? I have some business application here. The reason why this is showing this, so this application is actually a third party application that was built on Microsoft's Dynamics 365 or Power Platform, right? So because I have the license, I'm going to show you the license of these applications on the tenant too. This is why I'm showing it. So if you have business applications, maybe Dynamics 365, license, Power Platforms, you'll be able to see other applications available for us here. Then other applications too. So these are some applications I've added, playing around using the integrated applications, right? I'm going to show us this as well. So going forward now, here, if you click on this now, you want to give feedback, right, to Microsoft, right? So either you want to give a complaint to Microsoft, you want to complain about the product, or I don't like, sorry, you want to give a compliment, right? You like something about the product, or you like the way the admin center or Microsoft 365 portal is easy to navigate, you are able to use this, give a complaint option, right? To a compliment option to give compliment, right? So the problem that you're experiencing, you can use this option to report a problem, right? You click on this, right? You can click on this, and this feedback goes directly to the Microsoft product group, right? Then you want to make a suggestions, you want to what you can do better on the admin center. You have an amazing solution you want to suggest to Microsoft product group. You can use that to give your suggestions. Then this is to praise them. Oh, I like this, I like that. Oh, it's amazing. The product is amazing. You do that there. Now, this one is actually your calendar, right? Maybe you are the busy employee. You don't want to, start going into your Outlook or start looking for your calendar here, right? So this is actually your calendar. You'll be able to see your calendar today's date, right? So if you want to add tags, the calendar. So the calendar is also you have your to-do here. Maybe you have plans for the day that you already set in your calendar, right? You want to create them as to do, you can create them as to do. Yeah, so these are still end user stuff that will be useful to you as an end user that will be using the solution, and not just as an administrator, right? So you have this available for you. So your calendar is here. You can add tags, you can add the tags that will due today, you can put them there, and those tags you added will actually be shown in to do here. Let's say mm, I click on add, for example, I go to my to-do, supposed to sync. So it's a sync, so it's a show here. So the calendar and to-do are actually syncing them together. So be able to see your plans, your calendar. So I'm able to have meetings October 22nd, 23rd. So I'm able to see my calendar. Okay, all the other meetings I have, I'm able to see. Meanwhile, I'm seeing election day here because is have United States calendar activated, right? So maybe see Thanksgiving Day too. So any public holiday in the US also show here. So again, the calendar and to do are sync. So any tax you add, it will show in your to do. Then we have the to do app too that you can actually install locally as well. So we have it locally here. You can install the Microsoft to do too. So if you like to use it locally, I use the local one actually most of the time. So that is available there. Now, the next thing is a cog setting. So this cog settings it has some other settings that you can configure. Like for example, now under others, talking about third-party notice, right? This is just going to give you an information about third-party things that we don't actually need right now. Now, what is important here is the teams. Currently, I can see my background here. It's because of the teams I currently have. If I change my teams to something like this, for example, now, automatically, this background will change for me, right? If I change it to this, it's going to change for me. If I change it to this. So if you don't like the current team that you currently have, you can just click on view all teams. So you will see a lot of other teams, right? That are available for you. You can just select any one that you based on your day. You can change this one. So this one, you don't necessarily need to be an admin. So this one, you can always change your teams by yourself. So I think I like the one I was on before, so I'm going to leave it as that for now. So that's a theme under settings. Then you can change your language and your time zone also here. This will actually take us to the backstage view of your account, right? So let's give it time to open. Why it's taking long to open? Interesting. And it's opening. Let me just go back. So that's basically, you can change your language, you can change your time zone. It's making the same mistake again. Stay open. Go back to my home. Still loaded. That's interesting. Okay, let me go back. So if that's loaded, you'll be able to see, select different language there, basically, then your time zone that you're currently working. You sit there. Now, maybe like me now, I'm currently using the white mode. I can change this to dark mode here, right? By just toggling that to dark mode, right? So instead of having white everywhere, I have black here. So any of the mode that actually suits you, can use the mode, either dark, so you can choose the dark mode, or you can decide to come to the white mode, right? Okay, I think this is open. Let me see. Just this. So for the security and privacy, right? So we have language and region, and we have privacy too. Let's start with the language and region first. Now for language and region, currently the display language is set to the United States. So it says this is also managed by organization. For some apps, you may need to contact your IT admin, right? Like or use SharePoint online language settings to change your display. So there's a place in SharePoint also that you can actually change your online language, right? So if you want to change display language, yeah, just click on change display language and you can select anyone. Maybe you like Chinese, Yoruba, you can select it and that'll be set as a display language. Then preferred language. So I added some other languages here. I was just playing around this. So you can add language. Let's say I like Arabic, Arab, for example. Can select that and to add Arab to part of the preferred language I have here. Then in terms of translation, English, right? Say ask me before translating. Say translate email, documents, and messages into this language, right? So if I need to change the language, so it's English, I want any document I send to me to be translated to. So you can also have the option to change the language by clicking on change language and you'll be able to select any of the language that you want. So that's everything about language. Now if you come down to region here, so my region is currently set to the United States format. That's the regional format I'm currently using, meaning that my month will come before the day or come before the year, and it will be from 1 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's the format, right? So that's under this format. I click on this drop down, change it to anyone I want. I want the year to come first. I don't have that. So I want to see the month. I can just select anyone I prefer. I'm going to leave that as default. Then the time format. Do I want AM to PM? Or I want 24 hours. So this is talking about 12 hours format. What is talking about the 24 hours formats, which I have option to select which one I have, right? Then down here, you have the time zone. So because I'm currently located in West Central Africa, UTC +1. So that's my current time zone. If I change location tomorrow now, I can change the time zone to that particular location. So that's under language and region. Then under privacy here, so I'll be able to see different things around data options, around services, around organization notice, Microsoft notice, and also the contact preferences. Now, under data option, if I click on the drop down here, I'm able to see, okay, Microsoft Chat Search uses your previous search to improve the search result, right? So it's just Microsoft Search using any of my search histories here. I can set to clear the history or download history. I can do that if I want to do that. Then if I want to manage contact search, right? So for Microsoft Search, you understand the contacts you interact with. So here's how you manage your contact search index. Reset, we keep just the contacts in your personal address book or organization. All other contacts discovered from your communication, such as Outlook emails, will be removed. So it's just for you to actually interact with your contacts, capture implicit constant and contact ranking from my communication. So this is turned on by default. So I'm going to leave that by default. Then my Copilot history activity, right? So in select delete history, you start deleting your Copilot activity history. It might take some time before everything is fully deleted, right? So anything you've done with Copilot, you've interacted with the Copilot, those histories are safe for you as an end user that is using the product. Then for services, so I have Dynamics 365 service, right? That uses a Microsoft data to generate insight about Microsoft 365 is being used in your organizations, right? And if you want your data to be used by any Dynamics 365 applications, you can actually, if you don't want it to be used, you can actually turn it off. So any data from both Microsoft 365 and Dynamics 365, this is what is responsible for that. Then in terms of item insight, so talking about your collaboration with Microsoft 365 to calculate which content is recommended to those who you work with. For example, recommendations that shows documents, SharePoint sites, profile card. Let's talk about insight. Then if you have a notice as an organization, right? Yeah, maybe as an organization, this is the organization. So I've not accepted any notice here. Let me go back. So if the tenant admin has configured notice, you'll be able to view the notice. I don't have any notice. Yeah, let me see our privacy statement. I know Microsoft should have a privacy statement for the tenants, right? So it's taking me to Microsoft privacy statement page. So if you want to read any of the Microsoft privacy, you can go ahead and read that. So for contact preference, so for Microsoft product, it says send me an email about the Microsoft product, right? Microsoft want to send feedbacks and training email to help you use products and services that you already have. Then for contact preference for admin only, so you can set this as an admin. This affects both your users and the admin, while this affects just your admin. So also send information about tips, offer about Microsoft 365, communications from Microsoft customers, right? You want Microsoft partners to, contact you by phone, you can put in your phone details here and it save that. So that's that on that privacy. Yeah. So let's go back to so there are still a lot of other settings here, but I don't want to jump right straight into it now. Let's look at some other settings that we have. So that's what change language and time zone took us to. Don't mention about dark mode. Then the next one we'll talk about changing your password, right? So if you want to change your password for a cloud only account situation, right? Because your accounts can be cloud only, can be on-prem, can be sync state or sync means that it's moved from on-prem to the cloud. So for this scenario now, this only works for cloud only accounts. That means emails or users that have been created online from the Microsoft 365 Admin Center or using the PowerShell or using the Microsoft Entra ID. Such users can reset their password. This is actually for users. So if you want to reset the user password for this particular user account, all I just need to use is to click on that reset, and I'll be able to change the password. Then for contact preferences, that's the same place, the last place that we saw under privacy. So it's going to take us back to the backstage. It's going to take us back to the backstage in the privacy tab, right? Where we saw the reference, talk about this Microsoft contacts, email reference. Yeah. Yeah. So that's that on the settings. Then this question mark is how you contact Microsoft, right? You want to raise a support request, you're having some challenge with some of their products or their services. So all you just need to do is to type what the issue is, unable to, just type unable to activate Office. Let's see, for example, that's the issue. Then just click on next. The first thing this is going to it's going to bring out self-service solution, something you can read about and check. By just clicking on show more here, you'll be able to see possible solutions. And if this doesn't work for you, the server doesn't work for you, you can just click on contact support, right? Contact support, you select different way, although it's still the same thing as here, support here. So if you want to be contacted by phone or by email, you select any of them, you put the description of the issue, put your phone number, and there you put it. Once you put all this information here, this contact will be enabled for you. It will be a blue button and you'll be able to contact Microsoft support. Let me see. All right, so just click on this. A ticket to be raised for you to Microsoft, and a support ambassador will call you within 10 minutes because they have a 10-minute SLA. So within 10 minutes, they're going to give you a call. And once they call you, you can discuss with them. Now, if you have raised support tickets in the past, you see your support history here, right? So I've raised just one support issue. So this will show the history based on all the support tickets that you have raised in the past. So that's what the question mark. So the question mark, there are three ways from here, right? Or if you come to support here, click on help and support, still the same thing. Or down here, this help and support here. So there are three ways you can access that particular stuff. So either use the on the blade here, support blade, help and support, to bring it for you, or just click on this question mark, bring it for you, or just click on the help and support to bring the right thing for you. Now, for here, the tab up here, this talks about your account, right? That means your account that is signed in. You want to get additional details about your account that is signed into the tenant, right? So if you see here, you have the option. This is just talking about the name of the tenant. That's the name of the company itself, right? And this, you want to sign out of the account, sign out button is there. You want to sign in with a different account. You can just click on this. You have the option to produce another username and password, and you'll be able to sign it. Now, these has two hyperlinks here. The first one's talk about view account. So let's click on view account. So view account will actually basically take us back to this place here. But let me allow it to open. Right. So under the account page, you're able to see, okay, before then, you can actually, can you change it like this again? I think they've changed that. Okay, let me leave that. So for now, the overview gives you access to see your name, your email address, your phone number, if any has been configured. Then this is saying some details like your name, job title, at these, and if you want to edit, you have to contact them. I can edit some of these details. Even though I'm the global admin, because it's my account, I can't edit it. I have to allow another global admin or create another global admin credential to be able to edit any of this. If I want to sign out everywhere, maybe the account is compromised, the bad actor is using my account, for stores that are malicious, I can click on the sign out everywhere. So everywhere I've signed in, be it an application, any browser at all that I've signed in, this is going to kick me out from everywhere. Then for still under the overview, for security info, right? You want to keep your verification method and security info up to date. You click on this, right? So this is going to take us to where I have my security infos. It could be my multi-factor authentications, MFA, or stops. Is it like to open? So we're still in the backend view, right? Right. So still in the backend view. Oh, interesting. So I have sign-in method, right? For security info. I can add sign-in method to it. So we have to choose authentication app, I want to choose an email. So this is just talking about the multi-factor authentication here, basically. So authenticator app, emails, or phone, anyone I want to use, I have that here. So this is currently the phone number that I use. If I want to change it, I can change it. Maybe I lost the phone number, I have a new number, and I want to change that new number. I can change that, and I can even as well delete this all together here. Then for password, it's telling me the last updated. This is actually interesting. I've not changed this password in 4 years. I mean, that's since I set up a tenant, right? Yeah, so tells me if I want to change the password, just like that, that change that we saw under these under that settings, it's no more here. Can change my password here. Then the phone that I'm currently using to authenticate using the multi-factor authentication. So this is the phone. So it's a push multi-factor authentication, the phone model, and if I want to delete also, I can delete that as well. So that's about security info. Let's go back to where we were before. So this is just like an overview of everything. So not really start the administrator work, but things that you should be aware of. We go back here. So password, you want to change password. That's what it's all about. Then that's settings of privacy that we went to check the other time. Language and privacy. So that is actually that. Then let me see. Then devices. So if I have signed into different devices, right, with my account, I'll be able to see it. So currently, this is the device that I've signed into these 5 devices. Part of all these devices is only this one that is active at the moment. So I'm able to see all the devices that this particular account has actually signed into, right? The name of the devices, the operating system, they are all Windows machine. Their status, say active or inactive. So it's only this one that is active at the moment. The rest are inactive. Since it has been inactive for 3 years, that means I need to revisit that device. So that's just talk about devices. In case you have any device that is lost, you want to sign out of that device, you can sign out of that device. Then just see all the organizations that you're part of. Click on manage organizations, right? So you'll be able to see all the organizations that this account is part of. So if it's usual but we have multi-tenant or multi-directory, I'll be able to see those directory now. In this tenant, you'll have just one directory, right? Just one directory. That's why it says I'm signing to this directory and I can't leave this directory. So there is default directory. So this default directory, this account is actually signing to 2 of my other personal email. The account has been invited, right? So those directory are called default directory. Any Gmail that you have and you try to invite somebody into the directory, those directory are called default directory. Then you want to view your signings, where you sign in, and you want to check if anything looks unusual. You want to be sure that somebody is not signing into your account from Russia. Meanwhile, you're in the UK, or from Germany. Meanwhile, you're in Canada, or somebody is trying to sign in from Africa. Yeah. And meanwhile, you're in the UK or you're in Canada. So this shows us all the recent activities that have happened to my account, where I've signed into the account, the operating system, the browser, even the IP address I use, the apps, right, that I sign into, right, shows me those details. One important thing is about this IP to be sure that this IP is your own client IP, not just any IP. Just to be on the safer side, to be sure that there was a successful signing from this IP. You can see that this IP is consistent. That shows that it's my IP. So once you notice that the IP that you're seeing is not, it's looking strange, right? You have to actually flag that part. So places of signing basically my account. That's what that is going to show me all my recent activity. So we've talked about the overview. So these are the important things. Those are they are available on the overview here. I'm trying to see if I can change the picture here, but it's strange. Maybe they moved it to somebody. So we've talked about the security info. So let's just look at the blades here before we jump out again. So check this already. Then devices available. Check devices also already to see all the devices that the account is currently signing, whether they are active or inactive. I think we've checked that already. Then we've talked about password already. I think we've talked about organization already as well. Talk about this. Settings privacy, obviously we've talked about this one. Then my signings also. So that takes me to the recent activities. Go back to the overview. Let me see if I have additional details here. Right, so these are basically everything that we have here. Then talk about my apps. So you have some apps that you work with. So you go to my apps of Microsoft.coms, tell you all the apps that you have available based on the permission as well as the subscriptions I have. So these are all the apps I have available based on my subscriptions and as well based on the permissions I have. Like some of applications like this modern workplace, I had to activate it. Office to SharePoint, I activated it. Office to SharePoint for Outlook, I activated them. The RefWorks Citation Manager, I activated it. They didn't call my subscription, but I had to activate all those applications. Then if you belong to any groups, you'll be able to see all the groups that you are a member of here. So under this group, you have to categorize them into the groups that I own. Those are the groups that I'm an owner. So these are all the groups that I own, the groups that I'm in. I'm able to see all the groups that I'm in. These are all the groups that I'm in. Then created groups, see them here. Request, there are any requests, you see them here. And my access. So we want to check what is the access level that you have as a user. So because this is a global admin, I expect data to actually have all the access. Yeah. So once you give feedback to Microsoft, still opening. So this just shows all the directory that I have. This is the default directory that I'm signing for my tenants. Why these are the default directory? They are actually Gmail accounts that I receive an invitation for to be part of the organization. I think we're done for that settings part. So settings and my account. So I have the option to, let me go back to this on here for the second one. my Microsoft 365 profile. If you click on this, so this is going to actually show you your own profile in a tenant, any information that will be useful, right? So I'm able to see, okay, my name. So if I'm reporting to anybody, right, it's going to show my line manager I'm reporting to here. So the recent document I've worked on, right, is showing here. Then people in my organizations, I want to see what they are doing too. I'm able to see it. So this is the dev that I'm mentioning. This is dev. Talk about my people or people, right? That application that said people under the list of all these applications. PO. All apps here. So these people is actually the dev here. So you're able to see everybody in your organizations, what they are doing. You're able to see, and they're able to see yours too, what you're doing. If you have a manager here to show you the line of managers, people you interact with, to show their documents from people around you, you show that. So there's nothing much here. It's just for you to be aware that that is available for you. To my profile. Okay, so the profile was actually. So if you go to the home now, the home still gives you an overview about you, about the dev, how dev works generally. Then me, that's your home profile, right? You sign in. See, there's some insight that Vivas I share with you based on insight, right? It's take you to insights.microsoft.cloud.microsoft, right? So you need to get some insight that are particular to you, insight that are particular to you, like things around well-being, to show you things around your well-being. So if you have sent praise to a colleague, you'll be able to see it there. Then you can book a focus time. Get you if you scroll down. So you can play around this, around productivity as well. So you're able to see how was your meeting succeeded, how your meetings can improve. You to see some meeting habits during work hour, high attendance, overlaps with other meetings, meeting that was less than 1 hour, you didn't put tasks, so focus times in terms of productivity. So this will give you insights. This is for yourself to see. Then in terms of teamwork, number of collaboration time within working hours, collaboration outside working hours, right? Be able to see important contents that you have for your organization. So that's what Viva Insight is about. So if there's anything you favorite in the Microsoft 365, right? Documents, right? It shows here. Get your favorite documents. And you mentioned that you can go back to your favorite board and documents. Only you can see what you've added to your favorite. Definitely people are just people in your tenants majorly. All right. So where have we missing? So we mentioned about this need help. So here used to be need help and give feedback before for Microsoft. So there used to be two of them here. So there used to be need help and give feedback here. So the feedback has been moved. That's calendar. I think it has been moved here. So that's feedback here. But it used to be down there before they changed the UI. Then if you come to this other side, so the home again, the home shows you is a landing page basically. Once you sign into the office.com or Microsoft365.com, shows you recent recommended documents. You scroll down, you're able to see additional stuffs down here. Then again, I mentioned if you have Copilot subscription, once you click on this Copilot, it's open Copilot for you. And you can use the Copilot in Word, in Excel, in PowerPoint, but must be licensed. Now, this is like a shortcut to create things, right? Let's say I want to create a form like this. Instead of going into the app launcher and start looking for form, can easily come to create here. Then I can see form is already here for me, quiz is here for me. Just for me to launch. So these are like quick quick access to, right, that are available for you to easily, create things. I want to create PowerPoint presentation. I want to create a document, right? I want to create a video with a clip champ. If you go further, you'll be able to see other applications based on my subscriptions. Then you have your OneDrive here for you also. So Microsoft knows that people want to, quickly gain access to their OneDrive as a resume work to work, right? So OneDrive is available for you. So either you come here, the same thing you see here is when you go to this app launcher here and click on OneDrive. It's the same thing you're going to see. The same OneDrive information that you have for that. So that's what you're going to see here as well. Okay, what's the next one? So we have feeds here. So feeds are basically maybe some news that you subscribe to, maybe getting feed based on those things that you subscribe to, things you like to hear, right? So things that you've created yourself, like most of these ones here, are things I created myself. I can manage my network here. People I followed, people followed me. I don't have anything. If I have anything in favorite, so that will comes here. So anytime favorite will come there. Then the apps is taking us to back to that our app page, right? So you see business apps, other apps, right? To see every other apps that comes with your subscriptions. And the last but not the least here is the admin center, which will take us inside the admin portal because we have an admin, right? So this is where our work starts as the administrators. Do you have any questions so far concerning the overview of the Microsoft 365 portal? Any question, guys?
Yeah, I think so far so good. Everything is going on well and fine. So I don't know if you are going to maybe provision a lab for us to play around with as well,
Okay.
and possibly assignments too on what we should work on.
Yeah, so provisioning the lab, right, is not really, it's not an issue, right? But something I encourage from my experience. I um like my students, right, to create a lab environment themselves. I can create you as a user here, give you a license, give you an admin right here, but I will not be able to give you the global admin on this particular tenant because it's not a test environment. This is a production environment, actually. It's my own personal production environment. So, but I have other tenants I can create you, give you what's the administration right will be restricted to either I give you user admin or helpdesk admin to be able to perform tasks on the M365 side. Then we'll go into maybe Exchange Online. I'll add another admin, right? Exchange administrator, right? But creating a tenant is actually, quite easy. It's actually quite easy. But anyone that works for you, I'm actually fine. If you want to create a tenant, I actually have video on my YouTube channel that I did recently, very, very recent, right? So the only thing you're gonna need if you have your credit card, your debit card, right? Once you have it, you can create your own test environment. So this video, I just created it 11 days ago, right? How to set up Microsoft 365 trial tenants. So it's the only thing is just for you to get, and currently you're not in, so you have a card that will work. You have a car that will work, right? Let's keep this guy. So let's do two things. If you want to create your tenant, let me know. If you still want to create user for you, let me also know. But it's pretty straightforward to create. So if you watch that video, you'll be able to create your own tenant, trial tenant. Microsoft will not charge you. Microsoft will not charge you. Once you follow the video, you'll not be charged. But your card will be there on the tenant. That's the only thing, the only two difference there. I don't know if that answers the question. So would you like to create yours, watch the video and create yours, or you let me know if I should create for you?
Yeah, I think you should create for us, at least for a start. Then we can equally forward the video for us to watch later as well.
Okay, okay. No worry, it's fine. I'll create user credentials for you guys, and I'll share with you guys later tonight once I create it, so you can play around. But again, the reason I mentioned is because I will limit your admin access. Like I won't give you global admin. That's what I mean. But I want to have all the access. That's why I want to encourage you to create yours yourself. But it's not an issue anyway. It's not an issue. Yeah. It's not an issue. Okay, let me quickly stop this recording.